So in this video, I'm going to show you how to record clean, clear, crispy vocals inside Logic Pro. This is part 4 of a series. So if you're new to Logic Pro and struggling to find your way around Logic Pro, I put together a nice little playlist for you so you can fast track your progress and take away all that overwhelm of trying to understand Logic Pro. So I'm going to show you a step-by-step guide just to get some clean, professional sounding vocals from your home studio. Let's dive in. So what we're going to do is open up Logic Pro. So I'm just going to choose New and then go to Audio and click on Create. Don't worry about any of the details right on here right now because we're going to go through them so you can get a better understanding of setting up your microphone for recording. So now we've got a channel, an audio channel. That's where you're going to see your audio when you've recorded. So over to the left is your inspector. This is where you can change the volume of your recordings, turn it up or down, and you can also add effects and all that good stuff. So right now we've got our audio channel. Now we need to get some signal into our audio channel. But first, before we do that, let's talk about microphones. You've got two types of microphones, dynamic and condenser. A dynamic mic is a little bit more robust. The microphone that you usually see performers using, artists using on stage or when they're out for gigs and stuff like that. You drop it, it's likely not to break. Condenser mic, they're a little bit more sensitive. They pick up a lot more sound, crisper sound. These are what you mostly see inside a studio. Difference between the two is a dynamic mic doesn't need 48 volts of power. 48 volts of phantom power is what you need to turn on or give power to the condenser mic. Whereas a dynamic mic, you just plug that in straight away and it will work, plug and play. Condenser mic, you plug it in, then you turn on your phantom power. Whatever you do, don't turn on your phantom power before you've plugged your mic in, otherwise it might explode. You plugged your mic in, you've turned on the 48 volts of power, now you're ready to record. But wait, before you do that, you need to make sure in Logic Pro, you've got a few settings. So we'll go up to settings, go to audio, and we're just gonna look at the buffer size for now. So if you're recording vocals and you choose a higher buffer size, you're gonna get some latency. So what you need to make sure is that you're on the lowest buffer size possible so you don't get no latency when you play it back, especially if you're recording to a beat or something like that and you play it back and it's a little bit out of time. So go for the lowest buffer size as possible. If you can't, for some reason, and you have to go to 256 or higher than that, you can turn on low latency monitoring mode just by going to your toolbar and then just clicking low latency monitoring mode. Now you're gonna have a little function here that you can click, and most of the time when you record with that on, it will be in time. But to keep things simple, don't bother with that. Keep it on the lowest buffer size as possible. Click apply. Now the next thing you need to do is to make sure that you've got the right input on your channel. So if you've plugged your XLR cable into input 1 or input 2, make sure you choose the right input on your channel fader. And I'm choosing input 1 because that's where my mic is plugged into. We leave the output on stereo out and we're gonna arm the track so we can hear back our vocals. So once you've turned it on, you notice that there is some signal. That means we're good to go. Record and arm, press record. Testing mic check, 1, 2, testing mic check. So right now you can see I've got some level in there, but it's a bit low. So all you need to do is use your audio interface to turn your signal up. I'm using an Apollo Twin. This is what I'm using for my signal. It's the same as me using the audio interface to turn up the signal. No different. So for you to get more signal, all you need to do is just turn up the signal. But bear in mind, you don't want to have too much signal to the point of clipping. You're aiming for around minus 12, minus 6 dB of gain. You don't want it to clip, and you don't want it to be too low to the point where you can't hear the vocals and you're just picking up sound that is just going to interfere with your recordings. If you do, for some reason, record vocals and the audio file just looks a bit quiet, there's ways around it. We can use gain and we can just bump it up a bit if we need to. Let's just hear that back. Testing mic check, 1, 2, testing mic check. So that's actually quite a clean recording. If I want to turn it up a bit, I can use the gain. You have a gain feature up here on your left in your region slot, and you'll see gain. Yeah, you can turn your gain up there, or you can press T and G to bring up your gain tool and just raise the gain. Testing mic check, 1, 2, testing mic check. So testing, mic check, 1, 2. Testing, mic check. So when you're recording your vocals, just make sure that you're at the correct distance away from the microphone. A lot of people use that as a guide for your microphone. Also, when you're recording, you need a pop shield. Pop shield is going to stop you from, because it's going to prevent plosives, so your P's and your T's and stuff like that. So use a pop shield. You can also use the pop shield as a guide from the microphone, and this will help you to keep a good distance from the microphone to help you get some clean recordings. Bear in mind, the closer you go to the mic, you're going to pick up proximity, so it's going to sound a lot more boomy. So I'm using the Tonal mic right now. If I'm up close to this microphone, it sounds a bit boomy. That's not what we want. We want a nice clean recording, free from proximity. That will help you to get clean recordings. So if you're recording artists in your home studio, just be aware of them being too close to the mic or too far away from the mic. That way you can capture some nice clean recordings. Couple of recording tips. Record multiple takes. Record a few takes inside Logic Pro. You're able to record take after take, and then you can use a thing called comping. So you can choose the best take from other takes, which is a nice handy feature for you to get the perfect take. But a key thing to remember as well, when you've set up your microphone, whether you're the artist or you're recording an artist, make sure that the headphones are at the right volume. You're using the correct headphones. You don't want open back headphones for it to bleed into the microphone. Otherwise you will pick that up in the recordings, and it's going to be hard to remove, and it's not going to give you that clean recording that you're after. But also make sure that they've got a nice level in their headphones as well, a nice headphone mix, and that will help for them to capture, or you capture, a great performance, great recording. So the next thing we want to talk about is the environment that you're recording in, the room you're recording in. If you're recording in a room where you've got zero acoustic treatment, hardly any soft furnishings, then it's highly likely that your recordings ain't going to sound as clean as they could, because in your room it has a particular sound. So when you're recording, the sound's going to bounce off the walls, tables, mirrors, windows, whatever it is that's inside your room. That's going to be printed onto your recording. So for us to get around that, we can do a couple of things. We can get a reflection filter that goes around your microphone, and that's going to stop the room sound being recorded and give you some nice clean recordings. You can also get some acoustic treatment, hang some acoustic foam on your walls just to get rid of some of the flutter echoes. Flutter echoes, if you clap your hands in the room, it sounds like a reverb, but like a ringy type of sound. So if you clap your hands in your room and you can hear that, then you're definitely going to need to either get some acoustic foam, acoustic panels, or you can just hang a duvet behind your microphone and maybe one behind you as well. So that's going to stop the reflections from getting picked up in the microphone. Once you've got your recordings, organise them, go through them, listen to them, see which is the best takes, label them clearly, and then save your session. So that's a full beginner to intermediate guide for recording vocals. Remember, setup, gain, comfort, multiple takes, and latency awareness is key. So next up in the series is Logic Pro Essentials, tracks, regions, and editing inside Logic Pro. See you in the next video.